Welcome to New Hampshire! Hello everybody! I am here visiting my family in good old New England, just as I am prone to do once or twice a year. And being in my childhood home has let me reflect on past routines, particularly my past skincare routine. If you're like me and you grew up with acne, you basically were a drugstore dermatologist before you even got a high school degree. Diploma. You get diplomas in high school. I know. It took me years of kind of experimenting with over-the-counter acne products before I finally got to a dermatologist who was able to help me for real. I experimented with dozens of over-the-counter acne products before I finally found the ones with technology that was actually working with my skin and not fighting against it. That being said, I wanted to revisit my old high school skincare routine to see where I was coming from back in the day and how I was helping or hurting my skin without even knowing it. Are you ready for a nostalgic skincare time machine trip? Because for this video, I'm partnering with Zitsticka, the amazing spot clarifying patch that I've used for months now, to bring you this throwback routine to my acne early days. Stay tuned, baby. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel and once again here in New Hampshire. The last time we were here was back in May to see my sister graduate nursing school. Guess what? She's a nurse now. Mission accomplished. I always love coming back to New Hampshire, especially here in the fall. Look, we went apple picking yesterday. That's crazy, right? I am just basically in 100% memory lane because everything from my childhood is right here. The people, the places, the things. This is still the same house where I grew up, so it's a very trippy experience, which is what inspired me to create this video in collaboration with Zitsticka. Unless you've been following me for a while, then you might not know what Zitsticka is. Zitsticka is a spot clarifying patch system which helps you melt away blind, angry, underground zits in like 1 day flat. I've seen my zits shrink overnight. Really stubborn ones that normally would take a long time to heal, thanks to the 24 micro darts, which are made of tiny little hair-like structures that include really good skincare ingredients like niacinamide. There's tea tree in the cleansing swipe that you used before. Because these skincare patches use such new technology that honestly I've never seen anything like it before, it made me think back on all of the old ways that I used to try to fight pimples, all of the outdated ingredients or formulas that I used to slather on my face in hopes of getting results. I'm so glad I don't have to really mess with this stuff in the same way anymore thanks to Zitsticka. If you want to try these out for yourself, make sure you check out the link below and use the code NICK20 to save some money on your first order. Zitsticka, thank you so much for collaborating with me on this video. I love working with such an amazing acne care brand. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more retroactive skincare or routine kind of revisiting videos. That's kind of fun for me. I love talking about old times and new times. And most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button. It looks just like that right over there. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week. Now, as I'm going through my old drugstore skincare routine, I'm going to try to avoid mentioning brand names too much because it's really not about trashing any of these products. I'm not saying that they're ineffective or bad or that they don't work. At first glance, it doesn't seem very healthy for my skin. There's a lot of harsh ingredients that you don't really need to combine, and I didn't put a lot of thought into the order or the quality of some of these ingredients that are also in there. So I think I was giving my skin a lot more of the bad stuff and not really showing it the same love that I do now when I think of how I care for my skin. It was like battling my acne. A lot of stuff in here that are unlike the very simple and clean ingredients of the Zitsticka patch. So that being said, if you recognize any of these products, please don't think that I'm saying they are no good for you. I'm just saying that the way that I use them, it led to drying out, causing cracking, and honestly probably contributing to worsening acne in the end. But hey, I was just a kid. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm a doctor now of skincare, obviously. You can see my lab coat. Hold on, I forgot to put on my lab coat. I'm a doctor. You can trust what I say. But as a kid, I didn't know anything. Also, I'm not a doctor. Don't trust anything I say. This is just my opinion on how my skin reacted to some of these things. I think we should start with cleansing, naturally. Can you guys hear that plane? I always try to shoot outside in New Hampshire because it's so beautiful, but all you can hear is helicopters. We live near an airport, sort of. Let me get a towel on my lap because I can tell this is gonna get messy. So the first cleanser that I want to use just to remove surface oils probably would have been something like this yellow guy right here. This is from a very popular mass acne care brand, and it has bursting beads that wake you up with a fresh, energizing lemon scent. I was really into gimmicks like this. Me and my sister were talking about this product earlier. The commercials at the time were like, this will help wake you up in the morning, you're gonna love it. But really it just feels like you're adding a lot of extra fragrance. Like, why are you adding whole beads of fragrance to a product that are intended to burst just to energize me with a fragrance? That seems a little more harsh than skin would actually need. Also, right away, I'm feeling how much this is lathering up, and that's a problem for me because usually that means there's some sort of sodium lauryl sulfate or laureth sulfate, some sort of detergent that's meant to give you this luxurious foam, and really it's just gonna strip the pH barrier of my skin and leave it drier than it was before and more prone to infection. So, awesome. Let's rinse it off. Woo. Back in the day, as long as it said oil-free, I thought that it was fine for my skin. Because I had acne-prone, oily skin, I just thought, well, as long as I leave the oil off of it, it'll be helping. Not so true. As it turns out, there are other things you should be worried about. Now I know. For my money, I recommend using just a gentle cleanser every day without all of the gimmicks and the things that are supposed to make your skin tingle or smell good or energize you. Frankly, that's not what the point of cleansing is. It's just to remove the surface oils so that your other medications and treatments can reach you effectively. The second ingredient in this is sodium laureth sulfate, and then there's things like propylene glycol and other kind of mysterious things that you just don't really need in a cleanser. So it's not what I would recommend, but hey, if you're really into a fun, fresh cleanser, just make sure you moisturize after using something like this, and I don't know, maybe don't use it every day. If it's me, that's what I would say. That being said, my skin does not feel as harsh and dried out as I thought it would after using that. I do feel tight and tacky, like I would need a moisturizer, which is not how I like my skin to feel after I cleanse. Now let's move on to this guy. This is probably something that a lot of us use still or have used extensively in the past. It's an apricot based scrub, which uses ground up walnut shells in it to exfoliate your skin. These types of products continue to get a lot of bad press because frankly there's no safe way to exfoliate using walnut shells that won't cause micro tears in the skin because they're really sharp, ununiform fragments, and they're just going to tear at your skin and further kind of compromise that protective barrier that our skin tries to maintain at all times to keep the bad stuff out. Ugh, I don't like the way it feels. I can see why I used to, because again, I had really kind of a lot of acne as a kid and I just wanted to scrub it away. I thought that this kind of harsh rubbing would also make my pores look smaller because it just feels logical that it would. I thought that this kind of exfoliating would reduce or help the acne heal faster, but I think existing breakouts would just get even more red and ruddy. Also, my skin was really flaky. The flaking of healing pimples was really obnoxious, so I just wanted my skin to be smooth and one piece, you know? I couldn't even like cover pimples because of all of the flaking, so I would use this as a step to kind of sand off all of those extra pieces of skin, even though that was just my skin healing and I probably should have let it do its thing a little more slowly. Again, I was just a child, forgive me. Okay, on to the next step. This feels insane. I used to love these peel-off masks that you could get for 99 cents at the drugstore. They'll usually have like a peel-off one, I don't know, green avocado looking one. You've seen them before. They look just like this, but I'm not gonna show you the brand. They also seem to be very international, you know? They have a lot of languages on the back. It says for all skin types, which usually lets me know that, oh, it probably does nothing then, right? It just says revitalizing and purifying easy peel mask, and it looks like a honey texture. Ooh. Let's just do it on the forehead right now and on the nose because I don't want to do my whole face. It's gonna take forever to dry anyway. These peel off ones always do. Gosh, I thought when I was doing these things, like, no offense, but they don't smell really good. They smell like alcohol and they smell like mystery chemicals. But I would put these on a Saturday night and be like, oh, self-care queen. The kids at high school wish they could take care of themselves like I do. Drinking a straight up third can of vanilla Coke Zero, being like, I know how to care for my body. I really thought I was better than you guys just for putting on masks like this that I made my mom buy me when she went to the CVS to pick up my foot cream. I got a lot of athlete's foot as a child too. I still do. I haven't figured that one out yet. If you got any tips, leave them in the comments below. Athlete's foot. I think that I can get rid of this bowl of water now because I've washed my face twice. Flying it out. So nice being able to do that because I'm shooting outside. That's the kind of crap you can pull when you're at your parents' house, just dumping water in the yard. Hey mom and dad, check that out. I'm entitled. Do you see it drying onto my skin? I've totally got it in my hair, which is not what you want either, but that's okay. I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, let's peel this off. I can't see what I'm doing. I hit it with a blow dryer. to help speed up the process. I also just did a peel-off mask in my last video, so it probably seems hypocritical to be like, oh my god, peel-off masks that are cheap and from the drugstore, because that's exactly what it was, but that one was a unicorn, iridescent one, and I loved it. I used to use these with true hopes that they would clear my skin, and now I just don't think they're gonna do that much. They're fun, but it's not like a real skin treatment. Like, again, it'll take off some of those dead skin layers for sure, but that's not really anything that I'm not getting done by sanding my face down with those walnut shells. And it's all in my eyebrows. Ugh, my skin feels really dry right now. That's my main complaint. I feel like I need some moisturizer, but if this were my real 16-year-old self, I would not be done with the treatment portion of my skincare. We gotta keep layering some stuff on. Whew, let's do it. So next up I have these salicylic acid pads, which are like maximum strength. It's 2% salicylic acid acne medication. These were, you know, the thing to have post gym class. Everybody used pads like these. There are some major brands doing them, and they all claimed to be like the best thing you can get without going to a doctor. But it's like, well, that's if you're gonna be making the choice about how to treat your acne yourself, instead of letting a doctor say, this is the right medication, this is the right approach. It's just saying, oh, here's a skincare acid at a really high concentration that you can use as needed. Yeah, they smell very chemically, and I remember instantly overusing these, you know, because I think to myself, oh, I'm just gonna swipe one of those on every chance I get, because the faster I do it, the more I do it, the quicker my acne is gonna go away. Wrong! These are a great way to quickly dry out your skin. Ow. It feels like an alcohol swab, but it smells so harsh. There's a cleaning swab inside of the Killa Kit that you use before you put on the microdot patch, and that one is so much more gentle. It has tea tree extract along with the alcohol, and it helps treat the skin, but this just feels like it's tearing off a layer of it. It says a non-irritating formula, but I can tell that if I were to use this more than a couple times, my skin would start to peel. And it even says here, do not use it with other acne medications or irritation is more likely to occur. That I think is the key takeaway. Again, this product would probably be fine if I were using it as directed as a teenager, but I never did. And I don't think most teenagers do, because at that age we just want the results. We don't even think about drying out our skin. How could that possibly happen if acne is caused by oil in our minds? Next, I would have put on good old benzoyl peroxide. Again, straight over the counter, and the highest concentration you can possibly get, which for this medication is 10%. As a teenager, I used to read on the acne message boards that the trick was to put on as much of this as your skin could absorb each day and each night. That was like what was giving people results. Like, you'd have to put globs of this on. I would buy a new one of these every week because it was like all I could do. This much acne medication. It's so much. And I would do this day and night. Trying to get all of this benzoyl peroxide to absorb is actually hurting my brain right now. Oh, my sisters used to make fun of me because every night I would walk around the house for 10 minutes absorbing this creme into my face, just hoping that it would solve the acne problem. This one is particularly like not absorby. It's like a creamy formula. Oh God. I don't like this step at all. It feels so familiar, and yet it's awful. All of the acne message boards were like, put on all of this that you can, and then your skin will start to peel off and flake right away. So you have to add a huge thick layer of oil-free moisturizer afterwards. I was a huge fan of this brand, which was made for combination skin, which I thought was perfect for me because I wanted to hydrate my super dried out benzoyl peroxide skin. Look at how gross that looks. It's so much product that it can't even fully absorb because it's just pilling up on the surface. So I wanted to hydrate all of that, and then there's like a micro sponge technology that they talked about at the time that was going to help absorb the excess oil. But my problem wasn't combination skin, it was like oily skin, because I was drying it out so much with all of these products one after the other, day after day. You guys, look at, I can't even get it to absorb into my skin anymore. This is what happens when you shop at CVS. I'm just kidding. Oh, guys, it's just a slick mess on my face right now. This was how I knew we were getting there in my olden days. I was like, we're almost ready for school. My skin does not feel good. It's very hot, feels very red. Can you see redness starting to come in around my cheeks? I think I have to actually towel some of this off. This was also my sunscreen. That moisturizer gave me some sunscreen, SPF 15, which I now don't believe is enough at all for a daily use, but it was enough at the time. Look at my hairline. Visible product. These products require you to be so rough with your skin, and as a person with acne, that's like the last thing you want to do. It just irritates and causes inflammation. Ow! So I think I have everything absorbed. Does it look semi-normal? Nope. God, my nose is peeling already. Do you see? Guys, I want to wash this off really fast, but we're here, so it's fine. I'm gonna try to do a little more moisturizer on the areas that aren't cooperating. This was a daily thing because I would have like whole patches of dry skin here or on my neck a lot of the time because I hated getting jawline breakouts. I frequently did. Oof. Better. Look how red my skin looks already. It feels very occluded. My skin does not feel like it's breathing, but at the time I was like, well, as long as there's a thin layer of acne medication over the whole spiel, I'm preventing those pimples from coming forward and I'm shrinking the ones that I have. But now I know that that's not true. It might have been working to prevent certain breakouts, but it was obviously doing more harm than good because my skin just feels angry right now. It's a completely different ball game than when I use the Zit Stick Killer Kit, which actually will take a zit that's incoming and I can see it from a mile away and it'll shrink it overnight. It'll prevent it from being a huge issue. That kind of technology obviously did not exist, so I had to use my creativity and ingenuity and kind of childlike brain to figure out what might work for my skin. Struggling with these products today has completely brought me back to remembering how hard it used to be trying to figure all of this stuff out myself. I'm so grateful now that I'm in a place where I can really kind of cooperate with my skin to get the results that I want and not constantly fight against it. And when I do get a breakout, it's no longer the end of the world, because the way my skin looks or the status of certain conditions of the skin are not what define me or my worth as a person. Plus, with technology, it's like all of these products can now be taken the place of by acting quick with a Zit Stick Killer Kit like this, and then sticking to a much cleaner, safer acne routine the rest of the time. What do you guys think of these products? Did you use any of them in your childhood? Do you still use them today? And if so, how do you make them work for you? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your acne routine. It can also help other people who view this video, so thank you for that. Also, make sure you check out Zit Sticka because I believe this is a great product to add to your routine if you struggle from occasional breakouts or if you're someone with acne prone skin like me. They're good backup to have. Again, use the code NICK20 to save some cash, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more self-care routines from the past. I was into skincare and beauty from a very early age, and makeup, so there's a lot we can dig into to try to kind of analyze from the past of my life, so let me know. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week. Turn on them notifications to join the Nick D crew. That way you never miss new stuff from me. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you for getting into my past skincare routine, sponsored by Zit Sticka today. You guys are all the greatest. I will see you next time.